Throughout my over 50-year career in Indigenous affairs in the United States and elsewhere in the world, I have worked with Indigenous nations locally, regionally, and internationally. Some of my work has been with 52 tribes in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, with First Nations in Canada, the Mapuche in Chile, the Purepecha in Mexico, the Mosquitos, Sumo, and the Rama during the Nicaraguan War in the 1980s, Igbo in Nigeria, the Chakma in Bangladesh, and now with the Yazidi in northern Iraq in West Asia. My work has always focused on the nation's fight for their rights amidst ever-increasing political and violent encroachments onto their territories, their natural resources, and even their bodies. All of these situations, and more directly, they affect the diversity of these cultures and the diversity of their natural environments. I invite you to read about these experiences and more in my new book, Biodiversity Wars. This new book tells the stories of the warm and hot wars against Fourth World nations and the empires, kingdoms, and states and their corporations, organized religion, and criminal syndicates that seek to claim Fourth World resources. I trace the intimate relationship between Fourth World nations and their lands on which they depend for life, and the intense drive by corporate societies and their governments to confiscate Fourth World people's lands and wealth to support their unrestrained development and amassing of wealth and power. I detail how modern corporate societies essentially engage in suicidal destruction of the world's indigenous peoples, and with them the ecosystems on which they and the whole world depends for life and sustenance. While climate scientists and political officials in multilateral organizations warn of biodiversity collapse, it is apparent that the failure of corporate societies to restrain their development has triggered cascading climatic breakdown. The attacks on Fourth World peoples include genocide, placing nuclear waste deposits on their land, and forcing assimilation, and the destruction of traditional foods and medicines. Corporate societies are destroying the only two factors that ensure life on the planet: the diverse cultures of Fourth World peoples and the diversity of ecosystems. In this book, I propose specific actionable solutions that can be achieved in the next few years when clear-minded thinkers and leaders step forward to establish a new mechanism or several new mechanisms that bolster cooperation and elimination of self-destructive development between the peoples of the Fourth World nations and the peoples of corporate states. I invite you now to begin reading, and I look forward to hearing from you.